It's funny how you think you're in control when you start building something from scratch. I remember the early days of ShareYaarNow, when I was sitting with a vision in my head, thinking I had a plan, a direction, a roadmap to follow. But as soon as the first user clicked through, I realized something I hadn't expected. This project, this thing I had created, wasn't just a reflection of my ideas. It had a life of its own. At least that's what it felt like. And what it's been teaching me since then? Well, that's been a lot more complex than I could have imagined. Learning to let go of control. It's not easy being a solopreneur. As a founder, you think you have to steer every ship. But ShareYaarNow, it's been taking the wheel when I least expect it. Early on, I fought it. When something didn't go as planned, I would tighten my grip. If users didn't engage the way I expected, I'd push harder to fix things, tweak features, adjust designs. But here's what I learned the hard way. Sometimes, the more you try to control something, the more you limit its potential. ShareYaarNow has taught me that there's a kind of balance to find between direction and space. I can't always predict how users will respond, and I can't design every interaction to fit what I think is best. The platform has its own needs, its own rhythm, and sometimes I just need to step back and let it evolve on its own. Trying to force things only creates friction. Letting it breathe and develop naturally, that's where real growth happens. Facing my own vulnerability. At the beginning, I thought of ShareYaarNow as a project that would take shape according to my vision. But once users started interacting with it, I realized just how vulnerable it made me feel. It wasn't just a product anymore, it was a reflection of me. Every bug, every mistake, every feature that didn't work as expected felt like a personal failure. But in facing this vulnerability, something clicked. I wasn't just building something for others. I was building something that reflected my own journey. The mistakes? They were mine to own. But so were the successes, the moments when users engaged with the platform and shared what they needed. It wasn't just about sharing events. It was about trusting myself through every step of the process. ShareYaarNow forced me to confront the things I don't always want to face, my fear of failure. And in doing so, it's pushed me to be more open, to not just embrace my strengths, but my weaknesses too. Embracing imperfection. As a perfectionist, I wanted everything to be seamless. The design, the user experience, the features, everything had to be perfect. But ShareYaarNow quickly taught me that perfection is a moving target. The more I aimed for it, the further it seemed to slip away. I spent countless hours obsessing over the smallest details, only to realize that what really mattered was how the platform worked for the users, not for my ideal version of it. I had to let go of the idea that everything needed to be flawless before it could be useful. ShareYaarNow wasn't going to be perfect, but it was functional, it was valuable, it was evolving. And that's okay. Over time, I've learned to embrace it all. The code, the user feedback, the features that don't land the way I imagined. I learned that perfectionism wasn't just slowing me down, it was suffocating the project's potential to grow. Imperfection, I realized, is maybe the better path to progress. Trusting the process, not the outcome. There's this idea in entrepreneurship that you're supposed to have a clear goal in mind. And at first I did. I wanted ShareYaarNow to be the go-to platform for people to share events easily, seamlessly. But over time, as it grew and evolved, the goal itself kept shifting. Users would ask for new features, new ways to connect. I'd have moments of doubt when I couldn't tell if I was on the right path. What ShareYaarNow has taught me, however, is that it's not about the final destination. It's about the ongoing journey. The process of building, adapting, learning. If you're always chasing the perfect outcome, you'll miss out on the nuances of building something that actually works in the real world. I've had to learn how to trust the process, even when it doesn't look the way I envisioned it. Some days, it feels like I'm moving sideways, not forward. But that's part of the ride. If I focus too much on the end game, I lose sight of the steps that actually matter, the small changes that compound over time. The power of resilience. As I've grown ShareYaarNow, it's forced me to build resilience in ways I hadn't imagined. No one tells you how tough it is to face the constant uphill grind of being a solopreneur founder. It's hard, and it's lonely at times. There's no one to celebrate the wins with, and no one to help shoulder the burden when things go wrong. But here's the thing ShareYaarNow has shown me. Resilience isn't about never falling. It's about learning how to get back up, again and again. Every time I hit a wall, every time I fail, the platform has taught me to ask, what can I learn from this? How can I get better? And that's the power of resilience. It's in the ability to show up every single day, to adjust, and to keep moving forward. ShareYaarNow has taught me more about myself than any business book or success story could. It's forced me to trust the process, even when I don't see the immediate results. And most importantly, it's shown me that growth isn't linear. It's messy, uncomfortable, and worth every second. If you're still with me and want to follow along as I continue this journey with ShareYaarNow, join me. We're just getting started. Ready to explore more real, actionable founder lessons? Subscribe to Founder's Journey, making progress on Substack. Your next insight might be the turning point your startup needs. Thank you for being part of my journey. I hope you enjoyed this content and found it valuable. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share it with your network to spread the inspiration. Your support means the world. Thank you.